Okay, hello everyone. Today is November 2nd, and that's the official community meeting for Project Harbor. My name is Ulrich Vasiliev, and I'm the community manager. Please follow the code of conduct, and practically that means be nice to each other, and let's have a nice and fulfillment discussion. I've pasted in the chat the community meetings link, so if you have any topics that you wish to be discussed, please add them there. I'll also try to keep that list updated in case someone wants to discuss something. So with that, I've shared the screen. I hope everyone can see it. Welcome, everyone. I'm super happy to see so many folks joining in. So updates, Jolene, you've added a few stuff, so take the floor. It's yours.
Okay, thank you, Oli. Yeah, just want to do a quick update about the 2.7 release. Yeah, I think we have some work still not complete related to the feature that planned in 2.7, and also some issue not fixed. So we have proposed to revise the release date as below. You can see it actually postponed maybe 2 weeks for FC since the last time, and totally we postponed the GA date 1 week. So that's something we want to share with the community about the 2.7 release schedule change. Yeah, that's all from my side. Arnie, any comments? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I was speaking on mute. Sorry. I'm perfectly fine with this one. It's not a huge delay at all, and yeah, as long as we release new stuff, it's great. About that release, what will be the major new features in it, so we can work on a feature blog post release and maybe some videos like demonstration and stuff on the new features?
Yeah, I think previously the maintainer have done some demo in community meeting for the major feature. One of the major feature is about the job service dashboard. I think that is quite useful for the administrator to do the monitor the job queue. That's something I think Stone, right, have already doing the demo in the community meeting. So that's a major feature, I think.
Okay. Okay. That's you said Stone is doing that, right?
Dao Junzhang. He actually here.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I'll reach out to do that. Okay. Next one. Anyone else about this release wants to add something in very last minute or wants to comment something? Nope. Okay. Okay, next one. I'm super bad with pronunciation, so I'll say Mr. Sun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Can I share my screen?
Sure thing.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so I would like to inform you that we will deprecate the email configuration in 2.7. And next, I will introduce the deprecation in 3 parts. And the first part, I would like to introduce the background of this deprecation. And in 2.3, the security team reported a CVE, and to fix this CVE, we remove the password reset function, and after this removing, the email configuration became useless totally. We should have removed the email configuration that time, but we forgot to do that. So that's the background. And the second part is the changes of this deprecation. The only change is that the only change is that the email tab in the configuration page on Harbor UI will move. This whole page will be removed, and after removing, this is what it looks like. And correspondingly, we will also remove the related backend code and related E2E cases. And of course, we will also remove the related sections in our documentation. So this is the second part, and based on these changes, so it won't impact the current Harbor users. And the next part is how should we reset the password now? And after removing the password reset functions, there's no way to reset the password by yourself. So if you forget your password, then you have to ask the system admin to reset your password. And I will show you how to reset the password. Imagine that you are the user Sun, and you forget your password. Then you have to ask one of these system administrators, and they can help you to reset your password. You can for the you can see I logged in as admin 2. So and I should go to user tab and select the user Sun and click the reset password button, and in this page I need to I can enter the new password and then confirm. Should be the same.
It says that you're reusing.
Yeah, I said because the Sun password is this one, so I should use a different one. Okay, then success. So, but if you are a root user, so you may need to, if you are the root user, if you forget your password, then you need to check it in the Harbor YAML file. And if necessary, you need to reinstall your Harbor and then get a new password. Yeah, I think that's all. Thanks.
Few questions here. That looks like breaking change for many, maybe, especially the part where you have to reinstall your Harbor. Are we going to provide some like grace period so people can get used to that?
Do you mean breaking change for some users?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, only.
Yeah.
I think based on my understanding, currently, even we have the email table in configuration, it does not work as expected to allow user to reset the password because as Sujin mentioned in the second slide, and in 2.7, 2.3, this reset function was already not removed and not work anymore. So I feel like this is something
so that's
is
more
not
like a
useful.
cleanup. So that's more like a cleanup, not
right.
okay.
Yeah, yes, we should have removed in 2.3, but we forgot to do that.
Okay. Let's hope we don't break someone's workflow. Just yeah, I'm not saying that someone is using that, but just yeah. Okay, cool. Anyone? Any questions about this one?
So if people upgrading from 2.2, then they will have breaking change, you know, but they will have breaking change in from updating from 2.2 to you know, above. There is a breaking change. Regarding the password reset functionality and the emailing thing, I think we need to be aware that in the current setup, how Harbor is working, it is not usable for larger organizations who don't use LDAP or OIDC. So the current setup of Harbor that we currently have since 2.3 is basically, well, it's not impossible, but it's very cumbersome and labor intense to operate a Harbor instance with password settings, because you know, like, there is no user self-service for password reset. There is no yeah, so we need to kind of make people aware that they should use OIDC or LDAP for their use cases. I think this is kind of what I'd like to mention here.
So if I understand you right, Vadim, that removal of this one is not like it's making things okay, or I got your message wrong?
No, the message is that I'm not sure if it's aware that Harbor, if password username password login is enabled and not OIDC or LDAP, it is not very scalable for organizations beyond 10 people, you know, because you know there is no self-service functionality. But this thing's already, you know, started in 2.3, so it's nothing new. So it already exists for quite some time, and we didn't address this limitation basically with Harbor nowhere. It's not explicitly available.
Yeah. So we have to make sure that's
and then I have
written into the release.
Yeah, it should be somewhere written. And there is another not concern, but idea with the email removal. So the thing is that if we remove the email functionality, it's gone forever. And there are quite a few use cases where emailing would be very, very interesting use case. And I would recommend or suggest that we maybe wait with the email removal for 1 or 2 releases, because emailing reports, not for user authentication, but for other use cases. For example, I have use cases for inviting users to Harbor. You know, like you would like to invite your colleague, you type in his email address, and he gets an invite. So inviting users, sending reports or vulnerability reports to team administrators or project admins. You know, those are use cases, in my opinion, where we could use emailing functionality that you, for example, could configure a weekly vulnerability report, you know, so that the maintainer or admin would get a report about you know, vulnerability. So I think there are quite a few functionalities where emailing would be would be very useful. And if we remove it now, just because we don't need it for password reset, you know, which makes sense, we don't need it there, but we would also need to reintroduce it again if we want to extend reporting and other functionalities there. So I'm asking, is it such a big thing to remove it now? If we want to plan to implement a few use cases around that, especially reporting, I think reporting and emailing is, in my opinion, would be a good idea.
Hey, Vadim. I understand your concern, but I prefer that we can remove the email configuration page in this manner release. And if you, as you mentioned, that if we want to introduce some new feature that include the email functionality, that then we can redesign something. Then we can redesign the whole features, and the current email configuration may not fit for that. So, so my point is that it's no reason to reserve a useless page on the functionality in Harbor. And in addition to that, there is a API that name that is ping. It's used to test the email server success or not, to notify the health of that email server. But some severity people report us that this API may have some severity problem, like they can leverage this API to do some port scanning. So it's no reason for us to reserve the email functionality in Harbor code base. So yeah. So I prefer that we can remove that from 2.7.
Yeah, so what Ian mentioned, I think if keep this useless email configuration function here, it may cause more concern from community about the security issue, right? So, but I agree, Vadim, you point out a very good point, is in case we have a use case or scenario, like need to email the CV report, right? Something like that. I think we may redesign that and to bring some, I mean, I could not say similar. I can bring some, bring the email back along with that new function, right? And with a better design to avoid some potential security issue.
All right.
My point, yeah, can I share? Removing the button is okay, I think. I mean, if it's not working, of course, as you said, but removing the whole thing without actually following the deprecation policy, even if it's vulnerable, maybe we can work on make it more reliable and more secure. But as Vadim said, maybe someone is using it. Have we reached out to the community if someone is somehow utilizing that functionality?
Yeah, but given that this functionality actually do not have any.
It is more like a cleanup. Yeah, I agree with you, Olin, that it's not a deprecation, because that the backend service has already gone for more than half the year, but the UI is still there. So it is more than like a cleanup job, and then rather than a deprecation, I believe. So yes, we can discuss whether we should follow the deprecation process to remove that page. But my personal idea is we can do this, and this is just cleaning up. It will not break any current user behavior because no functionality is using the email right now.
So you're saying that what we can see on the screen is practically just a page that configures something that is not working
Yes,
on the background.
Yes, when you just citing the email server, for example, Harbor just save your email server into database and do nothing, and nothing will call that server to send email.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, my concern is from like user standpoint. If I have something like this and all of a sudden it's gone, even with like related action like reset password is not working for ages, but still, yeah, my concern was if I can use it somewhere else, like what is that, Vadim? Inviting new users. I'm not sure if that's a real use case, but yeah, my concern was like if someone is using it somewhere else, but if you say that it's not actually performing anything, then okay.
Yeah.
But my point is we should be cautious when we deprecate, or okay, let's not call it deprecation, but when we remove something, especially so visible on the UI where people may rely on it in some use cases. That's it. We need proper communication with the community, like, hey, we plan to do this because of this and that, and because of this and that vulnerability, and that's gone for ages, and just a cleanup action. So if you have been using it, keep in mind this and this, like messaging. Not I'm not saying let's keep it, but I'm saying messaging should be out there. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope I managed to put it right. The thing is that we should make sure that everybody gets the message correct. Like, yeah, we're removing this one because of this and this and that. And yep. And if you want to have it back, or you're using it, just notify us or something like that.
Because this deprecation does not impact users on 2.6, 2.5, 2.4, 2.3, but it will impact users who are still on 2.2. So if they're users of 2.2 and they're upgrading, this will impact them definitely, because there is no way for them or hope that it will work one day, maybe, you know.
But for the user who is using 2.2, once they upgrade across 2.3, the functionality will be break. Not
Exactly.
just the current release, I mean, right? So because that we remove the backend service from 2.3, so it's not a breakage in current release. It's in 2.3. So
yeah, but we also, you know, we also not, you know, also sending out the message that we will not implement it or not repair it anymore, right? So until now, if user who are on 2.2, they see the configuration, they think it might be work again, it will be reintroduced. So there is,
okay.
I don't know, but there are plenty of users that are still using old versions, you know, and they need to be aware of this, you know, say, hey, you cannot update from 2.2 if you want to continue your password self-service, you know, and emailing functionality. So if you want to continue using it, you need to, after upgrading to 2.6, you need to switch to OIDC or LDAP. This is what we need.
But my point is that this should be mentioned in the 2.3 release notes, not in the 2.7 release notes, because that we deprecate that functionality from 2.3, not just from 2.7. So why should we put that message in this release? This is this doesn't make sense for me. I believe.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I think I just checked the 2.3 release notes. I think there are already two break changes here. Maybe we can add this one in their release notes.
Um,
I mean, for me, it's fine. We just need to comment to document it or to make a release note and state that what changed, so that the user are aware about this. This is what we should definitely do.
Mhm.
Just mention that this configuration is gone for the reason that it's not working, and
Yeah, and like point to the old release notes where it is stated.
Exactly.
Just like over communicating, if you say, just to make sure that everybody understands the change and why
Exactly.
it's coming from,
Yeah.
and where and why it's coming. That's it. Nothing else.
Mhm.
Cool.
Hi, Shijun. I have a question on this. You mentioned you demonstrate the workflow to how to reset your password in Harbor with your system. Account, but do we have documentation on that workflow in our GitHub.io? Shijun,
I'm not sure.
um,
I need to check the documentation.
yeah, yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? I will stop the sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shichi.
I'm gonna share again. No more topics popped up. Let me refresh this one. Okay, discussion topics. Vadim.
Yes, there is a currently a question on my side. Is I've been testing 2.6 release, a few functionalities there, hunting a few bugs, and it came to me to a surprise to find out that you've been pushing, or someone has been pushing changes who have been scheduled for 2.7 in 2.6.3, which is the chunk replication. And I was wondering, if we don't have a semantic versioning in place, and if we do have semantic versioning in place, or if you don't have semantic versioning in place, we should have one. So this is my question.
Yes, I saw your questions on the Slack. So I just answer your questions in Slack. For the trunk replication, why we have it in the 2.6.2 patch release. So the timeline was mentioned in the original proposal, and we did review on a community meeting, and I can give you some more backgrounds that we divided this feature into two phases, and the phase one was a small step but a big improvement for replication, especially for the edge scenarios, which was often asked in a Slack channel or CNCF Slack channel, if I remember correctly. And we did evaluation of the code changes in phase one, and it just provides a additional option for user and doesn't break any current code path and user behavior. That's why we suggest it could be put in a patch version. And on top of that, we can get the feedback from user earlier. And I believe which is a benefit for us to further design the Harbor to support edge scenarios, which is a hot area. And we need to action on that soon. So but again, we mentioned the timeline that we wanted to have the trunk replication in 2.6 though X patch release in the original proposal, and we did a review, we did presentation in the community meeting. So that's why we submit code to the 6 branch.
Hmm.
And what? Yeah.
But how can you make sure that there is no breaking change? I mean, not break or change, and I mean all code contribution, you know, have to bear the risks that something might fail, right?
Yeah, I understand. I understand. But we just provide additional option for user, not break the existing code path. Like I mentioned, yeah, I agree that every code change will maybe break the user behavior, but we have a full functionality performance test, nightly test, and even the manual test. We fully regress the functionality on replication, so no bug or no issues found with this code change. Yeah.
And why don't we ship, you know, for example, version 2.7 or kind of make it as a 2.7, or if someone wants to test it, 2.7 beta, or you know, like test version, like beta version with this functionality enabled. Because this is like, man, you know, if we, I mean, do we have semantic versioning at Harbor? Is it something that we have in place or not?
I think we have. It is in the release.md file.
We can easily check that. Because looks like we have implemented it. Is it over here?
Yeah,
Release.
it's released. It's semantic versioning. Yeah, so I mean, we have semantic versioning, and according to semantic versioning, this is, I mean, of course it's debatable, but I think I understand why you want to have it early, and I totally agree. I think it's just would make sense just to update to 7. You know, if you want to have it into 7, if you want to have it early, why not release into 7 with just this functionality, and then maybe 4 weeks later to 8? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but just keeping the things consistent.
Yeah. So, but per my experience, that user usually do not pick up the .0 release. They usually like to pick up the .1, .2, .3 patch release. So so that's why I think that we can put this functionality to a patch release, and we can get some feedback from user early, and then we can do some further design for Edge to support Edge scenario. We got several queries from community users to ask, why do we do not support trunk replication? Because the API is available in the distribution side, but Harbor does not support that. It's quite easy, but Harbor do not, and it's useful. But so yeah, that's why we put the timeline into the original proposal. And to be honest, this today's concern should be discussed in the proposal review, and in the presentation committee meeting. At that time, we present all the things in the proposal, like how do we design, and when we want to ship this feature. Yeah, but I agree with you that we should carefully about the code change in the patch release, that it may be break user behavior, but we do have some regression testing or nightly testing, performance test. So I have confidence on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have another question regarding the semantic version. Just curious, I think if anyone can explain, so that can help you understand it better. So if we use that way to define the harbor version, does that mean we could not introduce any, I mean, any feature backport to a patch release? If you have a useful feature in a major release, but the community think that is useful for a patch release because, like Ian mentioned, they may not plan to upgrade the latest version of Harbor as soon as possible, but they plan to stay at a patch release, but they eager to have this new feature, right? So if we have this version format defined, does that mean we cannot introduce any feature available in a new version of Harbor and backport to an patch release?
Exactly. That's why it's yeah, it says a patch version, so it's the third digit. So a third digit is just incremented compatible bug fixes, and that's it. So you can only do on patch bug fixes to minimize the attack or the breaking surface, minimizing the breaking surface, making sure that or not guarantee, but reducing the risks that something will go wrong on for majority of the users on the patch release. So it's really just for bug fixing. No, I mean, you can do cherry picking and backporting some bugs, but we cannot introduce new functionality or remove functionality. And this is something that actually needs to be done in a minor version or actually in a major version. And I think how we treated the version from 2.2 to 2.3, deprecating the password reset functionality. This is a breaking change in the typical workflow, and actually that's according to the semantic versioning. And if we would stick to the semantic versioning, we should have upgraded the version of Harbor from 2.2 to 3.0 instead of 2.3. And yeah, so this is actually, and that's why we have semantic versioning, because the people who follow semantic versioning and also who know semantic version, they can look at the number and say easily and with confidence, trust and say, okay, let's upgrade because it's just a bug fix release, or it's just a minor release. I know there's going to be a few new functionalities, but the general workflow and the general the majority of it will stay intact, and I mean, we didn't comply with it from 2.2 to 2.3, and I think we're breaking it now here. And I think sticking to semantic versioning has two advantages. One advantage is it gets us a guideline how to behave, but more importantly, it gets a user the guideline what he can expect without documenting it, without explaining it, without explaining each and every case how we meant and how it should be. We can just say, look, semantic versioning, we are complying with it. If you don't know how it's using RTFM, here it is. So it also frees us from explaining too much things if we just would stick to it. And I think it's a good idea. I mean, maybe it's not the best one. It's discussable if it's the right one. Totally okay, but it's just one way to reduce our workload and keep things consistent. And I think consistency is important, in a big community that Harbor is in. So yeah, so actually we should not do any new functionality in the patch release or backporting functionalities. And that's why we should, iterate a bit more and having more minor versions. Maybe if we have the release process automated, it would be easier to do the minor version releases or even major version releases. So it's just, yeah.
No, I understand that.
Maybe we could have another meeting to discuss what we can have in the patch release, right? And then we can have a documentation, maybe optional documentation on that, So to define what we can do in patch release. So whether we should only fix bug or CVE in patch and only introduce new functionality in a minor or major release. So
But that's kind of defined into the
Yeah.
semantic versioning methodology.
Yeah, it's
So-
already
Mhm, yep,
defined.
yep.
So, I mean,
So
there's-
we don't have to read it like differently for our project because semantic
exactly.
versioning it's for the Linux kernel, it's for the Kubernetes, for you name it, like all the big projects out there. And it's like methodology, what you add and what you don't add and how you release. And to add something to Vadim's point, it doesn't hurt if we release more often. If we want to have more stuff added, but to keep the consistency and the experience of the user base, how they and what to expect from our project, I think we should keep it according to the semantic versioning thing as close as possible. And to add something else, and it's more of a question, I'm with the impression that when we have a new proposal to get ready to implement that thing and to get into the new version, that proposal should be settled, approved, and merged, and then we can have it. And in this case, that proposal is still under consideration, isn't it? Like it's not merged and it's not approved by all the maintainers, or I'm wrong?
If I recall correctly, we said that the lazy consistency. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe I can.
Mhm.
Yes. So if no one disagree that, we will see you agree with the proposal. So I can share the link. Yeah, you can
Where is it?
open that link. I shared in the chat.
Yeah. But okay.
Yep.
Is it applied for everything, including proposals for new
unless-
functionality? That's what my ask.
Ideas or
unless for-
proposal.
Yes, unless for proposal.
Proposal.
Okay, because okay.
Mhm.
I have to read that through. Not now. I know the thing, but just to make sure if it's applicable for proposals. Okay. But yet again, unfortunately, we don't have Roger on this call, who is primarily the driving force around releases and what's getting in. But I think I'll take that offline with him tomorrow. I have a meeting with him.
Yeah.
And I'll
Yeah.
discuss that. Because I'm a part of anything. I'm to follow the semantic versioning because that makes it our releases more predictable.
Yep.
Even if we like postpone that feature one release. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe
I have,
Roger have some more background on that. Yeah.
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 All right. I have two updates. I spoken with the OVH folks, if they're going to continue to be listed in the maintainers, Jerome and Pierre, because we haven't seen them in a year, I think. So it's not a problem. It's not a yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Ollie. I have a regularly monthly meeting with them, and they are they will do some work on the harbor operator. Actually, the original development work was created by them, by their team. I mean, so they want to continue the operator work in
Nice.
harbor side.
Okay.
So yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm super happy to have them. I just wanted to make sure like we have an active maintainers base. So yeah, great. Thanks for that.
Yeah. I have some updates from them. For they are working on currently they are using the Harbor 2.6 2.4, sorry, and they are working on the migration from 2.4 to 2.5, and then they are very have interest on the latest 2.6 harbor operator development work. They want to try that, but we still do not have the 2.6 harbor operator official release, and I talked to them. They want to provide some help here on the
That's great.
development work. Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay,
Uh-huh,
great.
mhm.
I just don't see them on our calls or very active
Oh.
on GitHub. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I dropped them a line. Just to FYI, I think we discussed it with someone last time that OVH are not very active in our community meeting calls. Another thing, spoke with CNCF. Our organization was added under the CNCF enterprise account, so we can work on improving the release, so we can have more resources in terms of runners and actions and stuff like this. That's all together with the effort to have our dedicated AWS account and to have some more resources there for our tests and builds. What else? KubeCon again, just to bring that topic up. I'm still waiting for someone to contact me if you want my help for KubeCon. I don't want to miss KubeCon Amsterdam. We want to be there. I think, I'm not sure if you watched this KubeCon that just passed last week. We were on main stage, so I think that will play a good and possible positive thing to our project. Two other things to discuss. Maintainers meetup on Monday. I think we discussed it last time that we have to improve our effort towards PR review, and we discussed it with the Beijing team, VMware internal team, are having some kind of review internally, and if we can convert that to external meeting and to have everyone in who wants to be in that meeting, of course. So my ask is here. I'm sorry. My ask here is like to have 30 minutes Monday. I think we have overlap in time frame between Europe, which means Vadim and Pierre and Jeremy from OVH and the Beijing team. So that's like over here, like in that time frame. Not to be too late for Beijing and not too early for Europe. I think that's about right. So in that time frame, if we can schedule like 30 minutes just to go over the PRs, and like, even if we're not to discuss them, but to like say, hey, I'm going to answer to this one, I'm going to review this one. I know that everybody's super busy, their own work, but being part of the maintainers is to do PR reviews. So I'm gonna set up that up for the upcoming Mondays. So if I can get some idea which one is better for you, for me personally, 10 my time which will be 9 o'clock for Vadim, and I suppose the OVH folks will be 9 o'clock in the morning for them. But I'm okay anytime here. I would like to have your your input now. What time slot in this like 2-hour time frame we can have 30 minutes. It's not necessary to be 30 minutes. 30 minutes is just for like to have a holder in our calendar. If it's less, just yeah. Folks from Beijing, Vadim. Super quiet.
It's okay for me.
Okay. Jolene, Yanwan, Sun. Any thoughts from your side? You're super quiet.
I'm okay.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna set it up. Yeah, we need to improve on this one. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So we want to set up a weekly meeting for the PR review, and so I'm not sure it will conflict with our weekly meeting. So maybe Johnny can confirm that.
Yeah, that's something I just want to mention. Actually, the Beijing team have a weekly issue charge and PR charge meeting on Monday.
What time?
I mean, I think it is 4 p.m. Start from 4 p.m. Beijing
So
time.
okay.
And in that meeting, I think because the team in Beijing, the Beijing team folks use the local language, right? It is. I think it is quite efficient for us to went through all the issue opened in the last week. Sometimes the issue list is quite long. You know, it may be more than 20 or 30 issue open in the last week. Sometimes we cannot, even we use the local language, we cannot finish it in 1 hour. So I'm not sure if we have a meeting to review the PR use English. I'm not sure if it is efficient. But anyway,
yeah.
if the folks agree to do that, I think you can try to practice to say is that is.
Yeah, Jolene, I understand that, but we're a global community, so we should aim towards having that done in English and to be as open as possible, which includes not only VMware maintainers. And as I pointed out today in our internal channel with the maintainers, we have some gaps in reviewing PRs. So yeah, I'm really insist of doing this one, and I'm gonna schedule it. If it's from 4 p.m. until, is it like until 5 p.m. or something? Your meeting? Yeah.
Yeah, we have one hour.
1 hour. Okay.
Meeting for that
Great.
already.
Okay. Then I'll schedule something right after. For let's give it not a half an hour. Let's give it 15 minutes. But we should definitely, like over here, but we should definitely do something. And it's part of my job to actually organize this kind of stuff. So let's give it a try.
I think this is totally a community thing. So I would the team member here, if you have any opinion, please feel free to share out. I mean, to say out your opinion.
Yeah.
That.
All right, it's kind of quiet, and we have 3 minutes more left. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have a PR review.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna schedule it and let's give it a try. Let's try to have it. And if it's not working or we need to rework it somehow, we can do that anytime, right? But we should start doing it. And I think that's obvious due to the time frame that we review PRs. Okay, we can skip this for now. And it's super related to that PR review process. I've sent a message to the mailing list about the code owners. If you can take a look at that message, if you're okay to implement a code owners file, so we can have like automatic assignment on PRs, or we can work with the auto assignees action in GitHub. We can also do that. Just take a look at my mail and reply back. And I think there's an issue as well for this one, which will allow us to minimize that time of PR review and triaging much. So yeah, please take a look at this one, and I'll try to fit that in. I got a request from a community member. They want to set up a proxy to proxy the traffic, and they want to sync with JFrog. Is there any reason why we don't do that? I asked in the channel, but is there any reason not to support JFrog, or that was not a requirement until now for anyone to use it, like the transparent proxy or whatever the term was? We support like GitHub and others, but JFrog is not in that list.
Yeah, for the process support, we just divided the adapter list into several phases, and we will do the adapter support incrementally, phase by phase. So that's why you will see currently just a little bit we support that, but we will expand the list eventually to the whole adapter list. We will support all the adapter to parse the artifact. Yeah. But as for the JFrog support, so maybe Daojun can share some details on that. We can support it, but we need more environment to test that. We do not have a JFrog environment to test it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. I'll address that to them, and they're like in half external, half internal VMware. So I think they'll be able to dedicate some resources for this one.
Yes.
Yep. And there was in the chat, just last thing, I promise. It was that PR. Can someone take a look at this one? I'm not sure. It was Raul who asked this one, right? To get some idea on this one.
Yeah, we will prioritize the PR review on this pull request.
Can you repeat that, please? I'm sorry.
Yes, we will prioritize the PR review on this pull request.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So, okay. So you're in touch with Raul then on this one. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Any last minute topics to discuss? No? Okay. Thank you very much, all. It was super useful meeting today. I hope we can have the next one the same manner, and we can discuss more and make the project better. Thank you very much, and see you in 1 week. Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.